Jules, we have our MLS semifinalists, or as they like to call them, conference finalists. Because there's an East and a West in MLS. Of course. It's Orlando City against New York Red Bull and Seattle Sounders versus LA Galaxy. I've helpfully put all the results on the score, so you can run us through this.
Oh, I knew all of them pretty much.
I did not.
My boys for the LAFC.
Because once Messi went out, I'm like, why am I watching?
But I was sad for Hugo Lloris and Olivier Giroud, of course, and LAFC. And Will Farrell in the stands with his cap, losing to the Sounders 2-1 in extra time as well. Heartbreaking. That was for Orlando, who we will see in a couple of quick hits. Also did really well in the NWSL.
Different set of players, I hasten to add.
Yeah, of course.
Because it's an issue right now about which bathrooms people use.
And New York winning the New York Derby too, which is pretty special to qualify for the conference final.
Derby.
And then the LA Galaxy thrashing the Minnesota United. So we will get, I think, 2 quite tasty games to decide who will be the finalists.
On paper, I would think the Sounders are the favorites to win.
Yeah, I would say probably. And the way they won to in LA as well against FC was pretty impressive, I thought. So,
and by the way, good news for New York City FC fans. They got naming rights to their new stadium, which is going to be near Citi Field. There's a Met Stadium and near sort of Flushing Meadow. Do you know what it's going to be called?
No.
You want to guess who the title sponsor is for New York City FC?
What kind of industry are we talking about?
Airlines.
What, as in American Airways?
No, not American Airlines, not Qatar Airways, not Emirates.
Oh, let me think again. Maybe
not Air France.
Not Air France. Could it be not British Airways, but maybe something that starts with an E?
That's right. It's going to be called Etihad Park.
Oh,
because the other one is Etihad Stadium. Look, I don't want to go back to this, but when people talk about why do you need fair market valuations?
Exactly.
This is why. You can get. I mean, how many destinations in the U.S. do you think Etihad Airways flies from? Given that, as you know, the flights have to originate in United Arab Emirates, right?
Yeah.
So you would think, how much is this worth? And I don't. This is why people have to look. If they can do this, if they can clear, I don't even know if MLS probably doesn't have rules on this. That's fine, but this is why the rules are there.
Absolutely. Javier Mascherano staying in MLS is expected to take over as the Inter Miami coach, Gab.
Yeah. So his experience, of course, he was part of the Argentine FA setup.
The 21s.
He worked with Scaloni, the under-20s and the under-20, the Olympic team.
23. Yeah, he was. Yeah, he lost to France.
I mean, it feels like, is it a good choice? It feels like it's a messy choice. I mean, I don't.
Yeah, we can say that.
I don't, but it's not a bad thing, right?
No, he seems to be a good coach.
But it's not a bad thing that you would take Messi into account, because he is your biggest investment. He's the biggest investment in MLS right now. I actually met him when he was 17 years old and playing for Corinthians. I went out to Sao Paulo and, did this toothy kid in like flip-flops. And you could tell then, honest, I'm not kidding. I'm not saying you could tell then he would become a coach, but you could tell then that he's really, really smart guy, smart football guy, the way he talked back then. And I'm happy for him. I'm happy for him that 23 years later he gets to,
very good experience.
He gets to coach Messi. The Orlando Pride are NWSL champions as they beat the Washington Spirit. Jules, Marta finally wins NWSL silverware after 8 years.
Yeah, and pretty special. She was amazing in the semifinal with one of the goals of the season, men and women, all league together. Outstanding. And then you could see how much it meant to her. I think her mum was there. She's now her mum herself too. So a pretty special moment, especially at that age, because she's
40, I think.
Well, yeah, I was going to say 39, but maybe even 40, yeah. So incredible, really, that she still plays at that level in a very competitive league. And to help that team winning the title is very special. And as we said, the men's are in the semi-final or the conference final, if you want. The women's have won the title. Could be a very special season for Orlando.
These two clubs have the same owner, do they? Is that why you keep, or are they just from the same city?
I just love it that it's not often that men and women of the same club or cities.
It happens to Paris Saint-Germain all the time, so I don't
know. It didn't happen all the time, no. Same for Lyon either. So yeah, it's pretty rare, I think.
It's funny, Marta afterwards, she talked about how tough NWSL is and how this is the best league in the world and so on. Like I feel like you get a lot in the NWSL chatter. This is the best league in the world. And I'm actually thinking, I would love to know that, I know the Club World Cup has its critics. And I've said this before. A women's Club World Cup is a freaking no brainer. I know there's plans afoot, but this is something that should have happened yesterday because I guarantee you, all the top teams, in Europe, Barcelona, Arsenal, City, whatever, all these teams would want to go and play all those teams over there.
Sure.
And especially if they keep repeating that we're the best, we're the best, we're the best. Wouldn't you want to see Aitana saying like, hold my beer here.
Yeah.
Hey, Marta, come here. Let's find out who the best. This is something that could actually work and be commercially successful and benefit the women's game. And I would love to know what the freaking holdup is, why it's taking so long.
Cristiano Ronaldo appeared in a Saudi Pro League documentary promo and said, they say I'm finished, I'm only here for the money. I still feel the passion. They don't believe it, but I'm here to win. Do you believe him?
You know what? Maybe I'm a sucker, but yeah, I do believe him. Because I think at this stage of where Cristiano Ronaldo is in his career, he has enough gold toilets. It's not going to be about the money at this stage. It's going to be about a legacy. It's going to be about whatever. If you can sell him on the idea like, Cristiano, if you come here, not only will we pay you a bucket load of money, but you can turn the Saudi Pro League into the biggest thing, blah, blah, blah. This is going to matter to him. I mean, legacy's got to matter to him. This is a guy who repeats his numbers, or his servants repeat his numbers all the time. Everybody knows what he has achieved, right?
Yeah.
So he's obviously proud of that. And, would it be more meaningful if he went back to Sporting Lisbon, where it all started out?
Yeah.
I don't know, maybe, but this is something else. This is also something meaningful, and it's meaningful to him. So, yeah, I tend to believe him. At this stage of his career, he's done it. He's come back to United, whatever. I don't know if he's accepted the fact that he can't cut it at United, perhaps. Maybe he has, maybe he believes that, maybe he doesn't. But yeah, no, I think this matters to him. I don't, my thoughts on the Saudi Pro League and their chances of becoming a dominant global leader and viable product. But he wants to be a part of it. And I think in his head, I think he's being totally genuine when he says this.